Now guys, let's talk about communication between parents to child and childs to parent. So in Angular, how to achieve this implementation. So to show this example, what I'm doing is, so we have this page 2, right? I'm going to rename that page 2 instead of uh, communication, parent to child communication, right? So parent to child communication, if I click this parent to child communication, this is page 2. So what I'm doing is I'm going to generate two components for this example. So let me quickly create it. CMD. Okay, actually I have opened the CMD and you generate communication. I'm call these as a parent component, right? And the other one is child. Right now inside the communication directory you can able to see parent and child components are get generated, right? This one. Now what I'm doing is in the page 2 I'm going to define this apparent selector in the page 2. So let me add this. This is basically parent to child communication. Now we have apparent. So this is from parent component, and inside this parent component I am adding this child component, right? So I'm taking the selector and adding here. Now if I load, what happen is here you can see this is right now you are in the parent to child communication page. This is the header of that particular page, and you can able to see from parent component and the child is working. So how it's really work is, if I go to routing, if you navigate to page 2, it's load page 2 component. That means this component. In the page 2 component HTML, you can able to see H1 heading 1, that is parent to child communication. So on the same page, you can able to see app parent, what? App parent, that is a selector, basically parent selector, parent component, and this, if I go to parent component HTML, again you can able to see inside that you can able to see app child. To show you this example, how can I do that? Okay, let's add one color here. Then you will clearly understand what's happening here. No, we don't need to add here. Instead of that, what I am doing is in the parent, I'm adding a one color here. Right? In the child component, I'm going to add another color. So that is secondary. Padding, let me add a padding to hit. Now you have a clear picture. Okay, what happened? Okay, background color, I need to pick a different one. Let me open the flex BG. Let's use surface 300. right? Now you know parent component. This is a parent component. Inside this parent component we have a child component, right? The text is not visible correctly now. Okay, let me update that as well. Show something for this color, bg yellow. I know I make it a little bit ugly here. That's don't never mind that, right? Yeah, I think okay, anyway, that's fine. So now you know we have the parent inside, we have the child. Now I want to pass the data parent from the child. So how to do that? Right now we have a parent component. Now I want to pass one of the data to this particular app child that I need to capture and bind into child component HTML. How can I do that? To do that, what I am doing is I need to open the parent component. I'm adding okay. So first you need to go to child component, right? So in the child component, you need to add the input decorator here. So input decorator is, sorry, you need to import it from Angular core. It's a part of a core, Angular core module. So you need to import it. And this is a data. So in the data at the moment it's null, right? So if I want to let me first add this string here, data, right? So if I open now, you cannot see the text here, right? Because we updated that with the variable. So basically if we pass only, the data will be shows. Now in the parent component HTML, what I am doing is I am passing the variable name. So the input variable name, that is the data, I need to pass at these two element, and I am passing a string value here. Data, why it's not to a type now. Okay, let add, this is coming from this string coming from parent. Now let's go to this one. At the moment I just keep it empty, and if I save this, you can able to see this string coming from parent get append in the child component. Look at this. This is how we pass data from parent to child. Now if I want to get the data from the child component to parent, how can I achieve? In the child we have the button. Let me add the button here. Let me copy the button from here. Right, so this button, send the data out to parent, right? So it should be happen if I click the button. So to do that, you need a output. So basically input is whatever we are passing as the data, we capturing from the input. If it is output, we adding that is in the output decorator. So it will be out the data from the child component. Oh, come on. Output that you need to again import from the Angular core. This is output change. So you can name it whatever you want. And we using event emitter, right? So you need to import this from the Angular core once again, right? So now I'm adding another method called send out value to parent. You can name it whatever you want, but at the moment I keep it as it is. This dot output change dot emit. The name is basically event is click, right? I'm going to bind this event to button, so it should be happen if I click the button. So this is how you doing the event binding, right? So now we need to take this output change, right, and the parent component, you need to go to parent component, and here it's the output, basically event, it's coming, so you need to assign it to somewhere. So I'm going to add a one variable in the parent component, child emit value. At the moment it is empty, keep it as it is, and I'm adding here. And the same, if we have that value, I'm just showing basically, yeah, let me simply add one way data binding here. So once the data is come, so I'm assigning that value, so I'm assigning that event, whatever the event coming, the value should be updated into this child emit value. So let's see now what happened. Send out, okay, event is clicked. Right now you saw that from the parent to child I'm passing this one. So in this child component have a button. If I click the button, the event is get clicked. So we are emitting out the value to parent. So this is how we talk with the parent to child and child to parent. So this is the way of communicating between the parent component to child component, how to passing using input decorator, and how to get the data from child component to parent, it's using output decorator. So with the event emitter, right? So I hope you guys grab this concept and how simple it is right now, you know that. And yeah, that's pretty much in this video.